A linear function is a function that can be expressed in the form ax plus by equals c. And this is where a, b, and c are just some constants. This means it's linear in x and y because x and y only have constant coefficients in this form. Some equations may have to be manipulated in order to look like this, but if there is some way an equation can look like this, where a, b, and c are coefficients, then you have a linear function. They call this linear because any graph of a linear function will always look like a line. The line can look like anything you want it to, really. The main exception is that it definitely cannot be a vertical line. Because if it were a vertical line, it wouldn't be a function, since there are multiple x values with different y values. There are several ways of graphing linear functions, but probably the easiest way is when you have a linear function, you use it to determine 2 points. And when you have 2 points, you can just draw a line straight through. There are 2 special points for a line, and those are the x and y intercepts. The x and y intercepts are if you have a line where it intercepts the y-axis and where it intercepts the x-axis. So the x-intercept is where your y value is 0, but your x value is not. So your x-intercept is where your y value is 0, but your x value is not. And the y-intercept is where the x value is 0, and the y value is not. A nice convenience to this is that if you were given an x-intercept and a y-intercept, or you found it yourself, you can easily just connect the dots and form the line. You can also go from the x and y intercepts to the linear equation, but that's something we can go over another time. The x and y intercept can easily be found by just plugging in a value of 0 to whichever you're looking for. So if you're looking for the x-intercept, then you would set y equal to 0 and find out what the x value is. And then you find that your x-intercept is going to be some value, we can call it d, comma 0. The same goes for the y-intercept. These letters don't mean anything. They're just arbitrary values to tell you that it's a constant. Linear equations are often written in the form y equals mx plus b. This is where m and b are constants. When written this way, m is called the slope, and b is called the y-intercept. You can see that if you set x equal to 0 to find the y-intercept, this term cancels out, and you get that the y-intercept is just b. Equations written like this are also nice to graph. All you have to do is go up or down to the point B, and then you just use m, the slope, to get around. For example, if the slope were 3/4, that means you go up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you get your second point. And then you can just draw the line. To use this slope easily, it's often considered to be called rise over run. So, if m were 3/4, as you saw, you would rise 3 and run 4. As in run, go to the right, rise, go up. If m were 2, you would rise 2 and go over 1, because 2 is just 2 over 1. Once you've drawn your graph, it can be very easy to approximate what the value is at some x-coordinate. For example, if they tell you x equals -2, you can just say, oh, if I go down enough, that looks like it's about some value. The same thing goes for y's. If they say y equals -2, you'd look here, and you'd see, oh, x is probably about 3.